Hey guys, obviously got back on Sunday. Got back on Saturday and gave the guys the day off, and we were able to schedule this game with Wesleyan over the weekend. So we were able to practice on twice yesterday. We'll practice twice today in preparation for a team that's got some offensive firepower, and it's also a good opportunity for our guys to play again.
Coach, how important was it to schedule another game after losing Belmont Abbey and just get as many opportunities on the court as possible?
Well, I mean, I think it's going to be an ongoing process the whole year, as we've seen. I mean, you look at the number of games that have already been canceled. We were fortunate because Wesleyan had played Coastal Carolina and was in the same testing protocol that we required, so that allowed us to play the game. And I do think the guys are excited. I mean, we expected to play on Saturday, weren't able to play on Saturday, but to be able to bounce back and find a game this quickly, which I think is going to happen all year. I mean, you might on a Wednesday get a call. Do you have a Thursday open and play on a Thursday? I think that could happen all year, as you've seen in football as well.
Hey, Coach, when we look back to the Charlotte game real quick, I mean, every player that you played is a returner. I mean, Luigi played at least a little bit last year, but every guy was not a newcomer. I mean, does that show, obviously, to the experience and kind of the comfort factor you have there? And then kind of second part, what about Noah Farrakhan? I know he made the trip, I think, and is the next game a chance to play some freshmen or any newcomers that didn't play in the first one?
I think with Noah, I mean, we're trying to get a comfort level with him. I think he's going to be a really good player. I mean, he does a lot of really good things. He's got, in a game like that where it's not going to be very many possessions. He's got to be able to do a few more things than he's able to do defensively. That's one of those games where if it's a 4-point swing or a 5-point swing, you might never recover because it's a very short possession game. He's going to be a good player. I'm excited about him. I do hope to be able to get some of these guys some minutes. I mean, this is where, like everybody else, everybody's in the same boat that we're in. There was no exhibition games, so you're trying to feel your way through this. I think that one of the things the exhibition games do is they give the guys a feel for how much faster the game is, which they didn't get that opportunity. I think we were a little winded, but I thought they did a good job of fighting back, and we're also fortunate enough to play 9 guys. So I think that a little bit of our depth does help.
Coach, Batumba and Tyree the other day off the bench, can you just talk about how much of an impact they made, and if they played that well a year, how much of a difference that'll make?
Oh, it'll make a huge difference. I mean, I think those guys are much more confident, especially Batumba. I think Pig is healthy. I think he's feeling good. I think that those guys will do it. They're mature, they're experienced, they're tough. I thought Batumba did a lot of really good things defensively. Very active, had a number of deflections. We'll be able to play him a little bit more over the floor. When they went small, we were able to insert Batumba, and he played well. I thought Pig was terrific defensively. I thought that he and Tremont were definitely the best 2 defenders we had in the perimeter.
And Tremont as well. I mean, he had 5 assists, no turnovers. I know he didn't score, but is that kind of what you guys are hoping for out of him?
I thought he played a very good floor game. I also thought that he was very efficient. I thought he was very good defensively. I thought he did a nice job on Young. Their guards, Matos and Shepard, got off to good starts, but I thought that Trey and Pig did a good job of slowing those guys down a little bit and also wearing them down a little bit. We were able to play Tristan and, JJ and Brandon, but we were also able to play, we played 5 perimeter guys who played double-figure minutes. So that was good to see some depth also.
Joe, when you say your team is practicing twice yesterday, twice today, what is those practice sessions looking like from a day-by-day basis?
To tell you the truth, what we usually do in the mornings, we do a lot of skill individual work, a lot of shooting, and go through our offensive, stuff that we're going to run. So that'll be about a 45, 50-minute situation. What we'll do is we'll work on some late game situations where we're sort of dummying it, making sure that if there's a short clock and you need a 3-point shot on the side out of bounds, what we're running, short clock, 2 points, those type of deal. A lot of skill work in the morning. Then we come back usually later in the afternoon and go live. I mean, we don't have to do any offensive stuff. We don't do any dummy stuff. We do some shooting, but not as much as we would. We just go live for about an hour and 45 minutes.
What was it like, you think, of starting the game? Kind of like you said earlier. I mean, it's not like your first game was a lopsided in either direction, but to play a pretty close game with kind of clutch, tense moments in the second half. I mean, what can that do for this team, you think, to start that way?
I think it's got, we've got to just continue to build on a little momentum that we gained on Saturday. I mean, I think we could have won that game, pulled away a little further if we'd made some, a little better decisions on a couple of plays. I thought the guys did a nice job of executing some things. We got long possessions. We had a couple defensive breakdowns that we didn't need. We got lifted on a shot fake. We fouled a couple times we shouldn't have fouled, but I think it's going to be an ongoing process all year. I mean, guys, just getting a feel for each other. It's going to be different situations every day, as we've already seen. So I do think the guys responded pretty well, especially on the road and in very unique circumstances.
Joe, typically a home opener, you have a lively crowd. What do you expect tomorrow to be like?
Sort of like Charlotte, but it's in Greenville. I mean, it was a weird deal. I mean, I felt like a hockey coach. They had all the plexiglass glass up around. I thought I was in the penalty box for about the first 4 minutes of the game. But, I think we've got to create our own side. Now, I got to give our guys credit on Saturday. The bench was great. Our guys were unbelievable, very energetic, very supportive of the teammates. And I think it seems like that. It'll have to be like that all year. Now, it is different. As you know, there aren't fans in North Carolina. There will be fans, provided that it stays away at some of the places we go to play during the year. I mean, some of the other states allow fans. So I think at home, until we're going to have to create our own enthusiasm. It's an opportunity to play, and we're fortunate to be able to play. So let's be excited and let's go do it.
Coach, this might be a better question for the marketing staff, but do you know if there will be any like fake crowd noise or music played, kind of like in the NBA bubble, what they did?
That I don't know. It's just weird, how spread out the benches are. You go to talk to somebody, you got to walk a half a mile down the bench to grab somebody or talk to your assistant. So I don't know. The atmosphere at Charlotte, they did a nice job. I mean, they did their fight song and all those type of things. I know that our marketing people have something in store, I'm sure.
Anything else for Coach, guys? Okay, all right. Thanks, Coach.
See you guys. See you guys.
Frank Dignan.
See you guys.
On here. Thanks, Coach.